This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system. Announcing the commencement of your daily Caphouse morning show. Commencing at the siren, any and all conversation will be legal for 60 continuous minutes. May God be with us all.
Good morning. What's good, everybody?
What it do, boo?
I ain't even.
All right, y'all.
Winzo, that was hard as hell.
Shout out to Twin for our intro. Welcome to the Caphouse Morning Show. Y'all follow all the mods, follow all the Caphouse members. We're gonna have a good time. I got some good topics for y'all. I got some shit that's gonna make y'all want to cuss each other out, and I got some shit that's gonna make you want to teach a bitch a lesson. Please do not talk over anybody. This is a safe space. If anybody talking, do not yell out over them. We're gonna keep this shit cordial. We're gonna have us some fun, and we're gonna get this shit started. The first thing I want to bring up for y'all, Rilo Huncho, he's an upcoming rapper. Last night in Virginia, sadly, he lost his life by fatally shooting himself in the head while recording a TikTok video. Don't know what our men got going on, thinking these guns is a toy and it's a game. It is not TikTok. It is not social media. And it is not something to be playing with. Fellas, I ain't gonna say we got to do better, but adults, we got to do better.
I can say on that part, it really has to do with more of the music, how, people really portraying it. For instance, you got NBA Youngboy, you got King Von, you got Lil Durk, you got everybody, the top tiers, but all they top music, you see them with guns in their videos, or you hear them talking about violence. So that got the younger generation really thinking that that's cool, coming out here getting beef with people, shooting, killing. When we was growing up, all we did was fight. Now they starting to bring out guns. I done seen a 12-year-old walking around with a switch, and I'm just like, where the hell you get this gun from? And he was just telling me like, shoot, my brother gave me this. I'm like, oh, that's crazy, but okay. Move on from that. But as I was saying it was just like his mom knew he had it. Like everybody of that nature knew he had that gun on him, and I'm just like, they wasn't saying nothing to him. It's just like they was making it seem like it was cool. And to me personally, I don't think it's cool. But y'all got everybody out here. Y'all got the social media. Y'all got the music. It's like polluting everybody's brains. But nowadays, this is what the younger generation loves. This is what the young generation likes. They don't like people being real. They don't like people, trying to be better. That's why everybody's trying to make it seem like the black community is so fucked up, because you got what everybody around here, because of what everybody portray themselves. Everybody want to be hard. Everybody want to be that big gangster. But it's not about that. It's about living your life and being able to be like, yeah, I had some good years under my belt. People don't want to do that no more.
April, I got a quick question.
Yeah.
So I didn't see the video or anything like that. Was it like a purpose? Was it an accidental shot, or was it on purpose? Like
it was on accident. He was in the mirror in the bathroom. He had the cameras right there, and he was playing with the gun.
Okay.
He was waving a gun around. Mind you, his finger is on the trigger. He playing with it with his finger going in and off on off the trigger. So it's like he kind of knew what he was doing, but he really wasn't paying attention to what he was doing. And as soon as he put that gun to his head and started talking shit, it was over with.
With that being said, I feel like instead of it, music definitely does influence our society today. I agree with you 100% on that, baby Pisces. But I also feel like, it's having proper gun knowledge, knowing safeties, knowing where to place your finger at if you're just going to be holding or quote unquote playing with your weapon or your firearm. Like, it's having the proper gun knowledge, because every gun is different in its own way, shape, or form. So you have to know how to use it. You know what I mean? Know how to put the safety on or keep the safety on, or if it doesn't have a safety, know where the finger placement and everything goes to where you're not accidentally just shooting yourself or harming anyone else because of
The
being,
gun,
the improper knowledge.
the gun that he had,
So many of them cats don't even know how to break that shit
I,
down.
I
Like, you can't have a gun and then just sit there. You can't even. You need to know the pieces, know how to break it down, know all the pieces of it, how to put it back together. If it jams, what happens? But this is something the streets don't teach that part. They just toss it to you for a
I,
couple dollars or a favor.
I seen the gun that he had because I just seen that video this morning. He had a Glock, and Glocks don't
Don't have safety.
have there's a lot of guns out here that don't have safeties nowadays. But the most popular guns that everybody is getting nowadays is Glocks, Dracos, big guns.
But fam, if you in the bathroom by yourself, why you got a fully loaded clip with one in the round, one in the chamber?
Because my man
Like, what?
Because he's a
My
child.
my
That's why I
thing,
You
said
nigga
pop
see
it
what I'm
down
saying?
severely
low.
my
depressed.
thing
Like,
that
fuck a safety.
Everybody
You by
know Glocks don't
yourself.
have safeties.
No, but I'm saying you by yourself, you don't have a safety. All right, cool. But why you got a fully loaded? Like, why you got one in the chamber you don't even know?
like no, I have a feeling like for me, cause I'm not fully with the younger generation, cause I'm quote unquote really close to both.
I about to say, get it out.
So it's just like nowadays, since everybody know what everybody on, you got to keep your gun. Then on top of that, if you got problems out here, because there's a lot of people that just don't know how to shut the hell up. So with that being said, and they don't know how to fight, they'll just rather keep a gun on them. And you'll never know when it's going to go down, because there could be people that can pull up at your house at any time, any new place. So it's good to have one on standby that's ready. But at the same time, though, guns are they're not toys.
I mean, everybody know they're not toys, but even better point, man. How about you live in a place where you don't have to have that type of
Wait, hold
stress?
on. I feel like the moral of the story is if one of your little niggas, one of your little dudes, they got a gun and they ain't got no reason to have it, as an adult, just let them know the proper way to handle that shit. Like, just get them, I don't care if you got to get them a little 30-second lessons on what should and shouldn't be done, or how to tuck it or untuck it. You feel me? Anything helps. You feel me? But we ain't gonna get into the reasons why we motherfuckers got guns. Because, baby, we got a million reasons why they got guns, and we can't understand that one of them motherfuckers.
Absolute fact. I agree that a lot of youth nowadays aren't being trained. I personally, my family's militant. I talk about it all the time. Mom was in the Army, dad was in the Air Force, brother's in the Marine. I'm the only one that hasn't done the military. Even though I haven't joined the military, I learned how to clean rifles and put a gun together when I was 12. It was part of training in my family. It had nothing to do with nothing else. They were militant, so it was just proper etiquette, not even etiquette, it was just proper instructions to know, hey, if to recognize a gun and to know if be careful because there could be one in the chamber, how to unload it, how to or how to identify the safety, et cetera, et cetera. Like, you learn that shit, and I learned it as a kid. And I think a lot of people nowadays, especially I'm going to sound political, I apologize. A lot of people in the democratic places like Cali and New York, they are so against guns that their ignorance kills them because they don't know how to handle one in front of you. And I'll stop there.
So, moral of the story, learn how to handle that firearm before y'all kill yourself or kill somebody else, please. Now, for my black men, if y'all wasn't appreciated before, the Japanese are calling on you all. And when I say black men, fuck all men, I'm speaking specifically for the black ones. The Japanese need y'all help to start repopulating their population. They're calling for all black men, specifically immigrants, to come to Japan and get their women pregnant. They feel as if their numbers are declining. And they are asking only for black men. We don't care if you mix with everything else. If you ain't black, stay your ass where you at. So do y'all feel good?
Yeah,
Y'all said
I
y'all
go.
wasn't appreciated. Here go y'all appreciation.
Do we have to stay there? Because I don't like Japan laws.
They
Wait,
didn't say
nigga,
nothing about staying there, but they did say something about some money.
Oh yeah,
have
then
you
okay.
been to Japan, baby? Baby
Yeah.
Shiesty? Have you been there?
No, just say shiesty. But no, I never been to Japan. I wanted to go, but with me having a felony, I don't think that they'll let me go.
Depends on the felony, but yeah, you go. Go to Japan. I would have no problem. My brother's wife is Japanese. When he was stationed in Okinawa, he found his wife and married her. And yes, at least when I was in Japan, they loved us. They absolutely love black men. So this is not surprising at all.
They just want to do better in the Olympics.
You know what? You know what? That might be it.
That might
They're
be
actually
it.
kind of mad about this. They were extra mad about the gymnastics when that one chick didn't beat what's her name. They were mad as fuck.
Aren't they a part of the people that be hella smart like China?
I ain't gonna lie.
Yes.
China have
So
a
Well,
lot of.
America damn sure
our
bombed them into intelligence.
African genes combined with that.
I ain't gonna lie. Japan has a lot of stuff down there. Me personally, I'm an anime fan, and anime came from Japan. So I would like to go down to Japan just to see a lot of stuff that they got there.
They love black culture, like the tennis shoe game and all that kind of shit is real big with them. Vapes, that a lot of the brands that we rock, they rock heavy out there. Hell, they even starting to dread their hair and get tapers, and they got some special way that they roll their hair to where they'll even have like afros and shit.
Shit, they love us. They learned. Korean barbecue chicken that was modeled after us. It was black people that when they went to Korea and they learned how to fry chicken there, or black people showed them how to fry chicken and they just perfected it themselves to Korean chicken. But yeah, that's 100% Japanese love, specifically Black American culture. They hate Africans. Just want to put this out there. The Japanese hate off the boat Africans. If you're from Kenya, Egypt, Nairobi, whatever, they do not like you. If you're from the States with an American accent, they will fuck with you.
Listen to this, y'all.
Do we got to claim the baby and pay child support?
No.
No, yeah, that's another one. Yeah, and you just came up with a good one.
To answer that question, no, you don't have to.
You ain't got to pay child support. Right about now, we're going to say fuck them kids because I got some different news for y'all. Y'all ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so boom, right? A former Atlanta police officer shoots his Lyft driver in the head after he assumed that the man was trying to kidnap him and recruit him into a gay fraternity. Now, the police officer was already on paid leave when this happened because he got in trouble for having a substance on him while he was on the clock.
We are now getting a look at the warrants in the arrest of now former APD officer Kobe Minor. He's facing murder charges accused of shooting and killing his Lyft driver. According to the arrest warrant, Minor told Union City Police he called for a rideshare after leaving another police officer's home. He said when the car was stopped at the red light, he tried to get out, claiming he thought he was being kidnapped. Minor told police the door would not open, and when the driver, Reginald Folks, reached to the back seat, he shot him. We talked with the driver's mom, who's now remembering the special person he was.
He pretty much was the life of a party. He was very, had a lot of energy, always from a little boy. Friendly, happy, very social.
His mom also told us that Folks recently started wrestling professionally and was just driving Lyft on the side for some extra money. As for Minor, he resigned from the department the same day of the arrest. Atlanta police say he was already on leave because of a felony drug charge.
The substance that he had on him was fentanyl, and that dude was high.
The driver? I mean, the
officer. Yeah, the officer. They made it very clear that he's not gay. He's not in the gay fraternity. The person in the backseat was making that shit up, probably because it was high on fentanyl or some shit.
They did say he was tripping, so that means he was on drugs, hard drugs.
Yeah, fentanyl. That is.
Yeah, fentanyl.
Fentanyl's one of the ones.
I'm surprised he was
I made up the fentanyl, but that dude was tripping. There's a reason why he was a former cop.
Yeah,
or on
Fentanyl
paid
is
leave or
a
whatever. Yeah.
drug.
it's a fight.
It's gonna also
Fentanyl can
kill
be
you.
deadly. April, you remember Flock, right? That was
I know
going
what
on
flock.
down here.
I know what flock is.
Right, but fentanyl is like 10 times worse.
Man, that fentanyl.
It's 10 times worse. It could be
That
deadly.
shit.
Could kill you. It could make you trip out, act crazy.
You know how they test fentanyl?
But how? I want to know.
They put it out on the street, and if people die, they change it.
Well, since they around here tripping, y'all know who else tripping? Y'all. So did y'all hear the story of the teenager who beat up his teacher because she took his Nintendo Switch?
Oh, Lord.
As he should have. The fuck you touching my Switch
No,
for?
he
I'll beat your ass too.
Not only did he beat the teacher up, but he actually went and looked for the teacher and then beat her up. So he's now, so he turned around and he is now suing his school district. He's saying he acted in self-defense when he hunted down the teacher's aide and beat her up unconscious.
What?
Now, I don't know what self-defense that is because she took your Nintendo Switch, which you were not supposed to be playing in school. Technically, you're not supposed to have it on school grounds in the first place. But hey, who am I?
You're supposed to have no devices in school. So he was dead as wrong.
That may be true, but as a teacher, you're not allowed to touch shit from the students. You leave that for security or the principal. Don't touch my shit, teacher. Teach.
Yeah, but let's
Teach
be
your
real
ass.
here. You don't supposed to have it in the class. So she's doing her job by
that too.
taking it. Obviously, is distracting you from the class. So she did right.
I look.
Did you hear about the
I'm
dude
not
that beat
saying
up
that the teacher wasn't.
his daughter was getting bullied, and so he beat up the
parent.
child's
He beat
dad.
up the dad, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, they jumped him.
This is not the same.
Yeah,
This
but
is not
let's
the same.
stick to
This
the
is
topic
two different
here.
Oh, my
situations.
bad. You're right. My bad. I'm sorry.
Fucking finding his teacher and beating his teacher because he couldn't follow the rules.
That's why, as a teacher, you don't take shit from students because students are dumb. That's why they're students. You leave that shit for security.
That's why, as
I'm not fighting
a student,
these
you're
fucking
supposed to be
students.
listening.
That's why, as a parent, you take it before they go to the school.
So all right.
That too.
Just understand your logic.
Start
Understand
parenting your
logic here.
children is really the problem.
That part right there. Parent your children. If the
Like
child is not
stop
listening,
sending them to school to be unparented and then expecting teachers to have to deal with your BS.
if the kid is not listening to his own parent or her own parent, what the fuck makes you think they're going to respect and listen to you, the teacher?
But as
if
a
they're
teacher,
bringing the shit into the school, yes, as a teacher,
do we know that firsthand? Though
yes,
we don't
you
know
sit
that
down in orientation and they tell you all this shit. They tell you don't touch the kid. They tell you don't take shit from the kids because of the situation. Call security. Call the principal. They will escort the student out, or they will take the shit from the student. But the kid's being disruptive. That's why you call security.
So I'm saying, is that an excuse for the behavior?
I've seen teachers take cell phones from children every day.
They're not supposed to, is all I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that they're not supposed to. Yes, the student's not supposed to have it in school. That is correct. It's part of the student syllabus. The other part of that is the teacher is not authorized to take anything from the students. That's what I'm trying to put in.
Yeah, I think that depends on where you are.
It depends on what school you at.
But y'all have to remember, lately we've been having a lot of problems with students and teachers. So that could have something that they put in. It could have been last year, this year, or the past 2 years. I wouldn't be surprised if they just added that to the rule book. Because with all the shit that's going on with these students popping off on the teachers over their personal items, I'm going to agree with DJ if that was him speaking. Just don't touch them kids' shit. We done seen it happen too many times.
So what would have been the difference if they would have called the security, or they would have called the principal and the same thing would have happened to them? So
The
what's the
difference
excuse
with it,
now?
The difference is it's not you
go
as the
ahead.
teacher. You let the people higher up above you handle that. So if you
They
call
got
the
to get Mr.
security and the
Clark.
security pull up and that student want to pop off on security, guess what? That's between that student and security. That's between that student and the principal. You as the teacher who
Bingo.
don't have that power, leave that student the fuck alone. Kick them out the classroom. If they don't want to leave, wait till the security or the principal pull up. I believe that's all DJ is saying.
But at the same time, I am disagreeing because it was the teacher
But you have to remember, we're
responsibility
not
to
living
take
in that time
those
anymore.
devices. It's still going on. I have
No, I'm
little
saying you,
sisters in
but you
school.
have
They
to
get their
remember we're
phones
not in
taken.
that. We're
So
not.
what's
We
the
don't live
difference?
in that era no more where these kids are as disciplined as we were at one point in time.
We
It was
wasn't
a time
disciplined
where
either.
uh, I never heard of a student popping off on a teacher because she took their electronic. That is some shit that's just started happening. And if it did happen back then, it did not have to happen as often as it is happening now.
They should call the parents and make the parents come get the child every single time the child disrupts the school. Eventually, the parent will deal with that child. If they started
Or
holding the parents accountable for the child's behavior in school and making the parents come and get them or come to the school to meet with the school every single time, eventually it'll wear thin and the parents will deal with them.
Give
I
the
would say,
parent a ticket.
Yeah,
I
I
find
agree.
Nah, not a ticket. Make them leave work and come get their kid.
Yeah, I agree.
And
I mean, it
eventually the
depends.
parents they got to keep their jobs. They got to keep their life going. They're going to deal with their child.
Yeah.
It
Stop making
depends
other
on the
people deal
actual
with your
household
child.
though, because a lot of these teens nowadays, they running their parents over. Like they don't care. They the head of the household. Parents are scared of their kids nowadays. It's like there's no discipline at home.
his best friend, but that's another story.
Yeah, but if they
Exactly.
have to keep leaving work to come to the school, eventually it doesn't matter. The parent's going to do something.
They're gonna take that kid out of school, and then they're gonna be looking. The police gonna be looking for that kid for truancy because
That
that's
But
just
part.
guess
how it's
what?
gonna be.
Fucking
But
that
guess what?
part.
If that's what happens, at the end of the day, that teacher still don't have to deal with that
Right.
They
kid.
don't.
So if your kid get kicked out of school because you or your kid couldn't get it together, as long as that teacher still got his or her job,
And the
that's
rest of
all
the
that matters.
kids. And the rest of the
Bingo,
kids have a
April.
learning environment. How are you affecting the learning
Yeah,
environment for 30 other kids in the classroom? You
because
got
of
to
one
go.
person.
But
Yeah.
but it's also like this though. The parents don't even want to deal with their kids like that, and they too busy trying to be their friend.
But that's not
Don't want to
our
deal with
fault.
them at all.
Yeah. But that's
So
nobody else's problem, though, Shaisty.
But the
That's their
parents. So
problem.
I
I'm
know, I
talking about
understand that, but at the end of the day, like this is a whole different. This is a whole different era. You even got parents letting their kids cuss motherfuckers out, letting their kids do this, letting their kids do that. So when the kids get comfortable, they gonna feel like they can do whatever they want. And then on top of that, the parents can't even whoop the kids like they used to whoop our ass. So they don't know what an ass whooping is.
That's why mama need to be at home. Go
About
find
time
y'all
they learn.
providers.
Yeah, because
Remember when they see?
every time you whoop their ass, goddamn it, the CPS getting called, police getting called, and your ass going to jail.
But that start. I think
See,
it
I'm
starts
just
from
old
young.
enough to remember when Catholic schools used to beat your kids when they was acting up. I remember going to Catholic school where they were allowed to beat you with a ruler. Yo, yeah, right? Like,
oh no, I don't know. I don't know about all that. But
No,
all
they
I'm
definitely used to be able to
saying is,
whoop
you
kids
feel
at
me?
sure
school.
did.
Parents have to start being held more accountable for their kids' actions when it comes to our educational system. I can care less about what that parent has to do throughout her life because, again, everybody is an adult and we all have bills, rent, and other kids that we have to take care of. So, if I'm a teacher, as a teacher, I'm not going to jeopardize my job because you have a job also and you have kids that you need to take care of also. So I do agree with Layla. Parents need to start being held accountable. Whether you need to get off your job and come get your child every time they get in trouble or they start getting hit with a fee. Whether it's a $20, $50 fee every time something
Need a
happens
ticket.
with your child. It's no excuse. Whether you want to be your child friend or you trying to be buddy, or you're a hardworking mom, you a single dad, whatever it is. it ain't nobody's fault but yours. You had that little motherfucker. So
I
if
mean,
your
I
little
don't think it's
motherfucker
a
fucking
fault.
up, it's up to you to fix your little motherfucker fuck ups.
I don't think
Yeah.
it's a fault when kids are just rebellious nowadays. Like you said, like they said, it's a lot of things that they can't do today, like our parents was able to do back in the day. We can't really like. I'm not a parent, so I can't really speak on that. But I don't think a parent should be held responsible for a child being rebellious in a certain sense. Like now,
Fuck them kids up.
if you're condoning their bullshit, then yes, you need to be held accountable. But some kids are just rebellious. They don't give a fuck, and you
Fuck them
can't do
kids up.
shit.
But guess
One
what?
second,
Right?
one second,
There's a
one
book.
Wait,
There's
second.
a book.
let her
No,
finish,
all right,
let
but
her
Oh, sorry.
finish.
it's just like, certain kids, like you said, nowadays you can't do the same shit that we was doing back in the day. Like our parents would show up to that school, sit in that class with us, beat our ass in front of the fucking class if we were in there acting a fool. You can't do that nowadays because the moment you breathe wrong, you're getting in trouble. The police is being called. Now you having a child abuse case or whatever the fuck the case may be. Like we can't say, oh, forget what you have to do in your daily life because, like you said, there's other kids still. You have other children that you still have to take care of. If you got this one kid that's just fucking rebellious and you have no control over them, it just is what it is. Like
So
with
you supposed
discipline.
to say, oh, we're gonna put up with this one child?
No, the school. I'm not saying the school has to deal with the child either, but then that's why we have a lot of kids that are not graduating, that are out here. Like I know people right now in this very moment. My friend, she has a son who is just fucking rebellious and he runs away from home the whole nine. At the end of the day, the officer came to her house about him, and she like, I don't give a fuck what you do to him. I'm not about to be held accountable for him because I've done everything that I could as a mother. I have 4 other kids that I have to raise at home. You know what I mean? He decides to be an asshole and do everything. Do what y'all do with him. If y'all got to take him to jail, lock him up, do whatever, then that's on them. But don't hold me accountable. Do not hold me
Again,
accountable for the shit when I did everything that I could as a single mother to raise this boy the right way, and he chooses to be rebellious.
My thing is, you still got a duty, honey. That's a civic duty. That's an obligation. She can't just wash her hands clean from a child. So that means she needs to tap into resources. Hey, I need more help. She got to cry out for more help. She can't just wash her hands clean unless he's emancipated.
No, she's done that. However, there's not much help in Ohio for Black people, period. Like, I mean, like, you can get government assistance type shit, but as far as like, oh, I need help with my kid who is out of fucking control, like they looking at you like, girl,
we got to utilize all courts. I know it's easier said than done from the outside, but to say that, hey, I'm giving up, nah, you can't. That's when the world gonna engulf him. That's when now he's turning into something. Now it's gonna be something different.
And it's shown that like single mothers who are raising boys around the teenage years is when they give up on them, and that's part of the problem. It's because the boys at that age are just more difficult for the mom.
It's not just
There's other dynamics going on because he's a boy. It's kind of normal for the boy to be more difficult for his mother around the age, especially if she's raising him alone. It's super common. You have to understand that child rearing, it starts from day one. And there's a book out there. It's called Your Children Are Your Fault. And it's really interesting concept when you take full responsibility for everything that you have taught your child. And they do. And I'm not saying like it's just really about accountability, right? For how you raise your kids. And it's like I said, very common for single mothers to give up on their teenage boys because they don't understand them. They don't understand what they're going through. They don't have any frame of reference for what it feels like to be a 14-year-old boy. It happens. It's so common. You could look up statistics on it.
Let's talk about this dude here, dude right here, right? Ohio man indicted for allegedly he tried to smuggle metal wrapped guns in a metal lined briefcase on a plane. Now, I don't know if he think that airport security is the same as Walmart, Ross, and all these other places.
trying to blow somebody up.
That's called a terrorist.
You trying to get busy.
In fact, that he was already a convicted felon on top of that. And
He was trying to get onto an airplane?
Yeah, he was trying to get on the
That's
airplane.
called a terrorist. He's trying to fuck
he
up.
He had 3 handguns. Only one was loaded. and he had more than 200 rounds of ammunition. He concealed the guns and ammo by wrapping them in multiple layers of foil back tape and putting them in a metal briefcase that was also aligned with sheet metal. The briefcase was found in a suitcase he had checked with the airline.
Oh, he had checked it? Oh, so maybe he wasn't a terrorist. He just another person that should have got fucked up when he was a kid.
Then y'all also got people, shooting up schools and all types of shit.
See how there's a circular
But what
argument
made
here
him
and
think
all
he was
these
gonna
back
get
to...
away with that?
Right?
Now, sometimes stuff can pass through when you check your bag. Like, you can check drugs sometimes, even.
Drugs is different. Guns, no. That's pure metal.
So what was the point of putting the metal gun inside the metal foil?
Because you wouldn't be able to see that
it?
as you wouldn't be able to see that as a gun. You're just going to see that there's a big metal blob inside the suitcase.
And you don't think that spikes suspicion that you just got these 3 big ass metal blobs in a metal
Hence the reason
suitcase?
why he got caught. Like I said before, another person should have got his ass whooped while he was a kid.
Oh,
Yeah, what did he look like?
Luis Rojas K.
Yeah, a lot of Mexicans been doing a lot of terrorist shit nowadays.
Yep, and he was planning to travel to San Juan, Puerto Rico from the Pittsburgh International Airport.
He was smuggling weapons down to the Mexicans. That's what he was doing. He was trying to get some weapons down. If he checked the guns, he wasn't a terrorist because he wouldn't have access to the guns and check luggage. He's just trying to take some guns down there, some pistolas down to get to his peoples.
It sounded like it was really trying to sell some weapons to make profit.
Or that, yeah.
Yep, exactly.
That's what it sounded like to me.
Either way, it's amateur.
Right. So
Yeah.
Mexico right now is going through some shit. They're going through elections, and literally, the cartels are killing off candidates. Like you got to have your own private security, and they got to be like military level. They've killed like 50 candidates. Nope,
Wow.
not kidding.
Ooh, well, why we talking about killing motherfuckers? How many of y'all love y'all mama?
Huh?
You said what?
Huh? Y'all love y'all mama or y'all don't care for her?
Oh,
that
love,
was
yeah.
not.
Yeah.
That was
Wait, who do we hear?
a transition there, sis.
We really had to think about that, April. Like, what'd she say?
Yeah, because this Miss Mamas, this 18-year-old, she decided to shoot her mom and kill her on Mother's Day.
She white?
She's definitely black, African American, with the African American peas. And this is in Houston.
Who can guess what I'm about to say?
Well, never mind. I actually expect that now.
Oh, she's not dead though, but she was in the hospital. She did end up in the hospital.
I bet y'all can guess what I'm about to say.
At least that's a happy ending.
Another person that needed an ass whooping.
You gotta fuck them kids up. You gotta fuck. Look, up until 5 years old, you're going through the nurturing, but you're teaching your children how to interact, and you're teaching them discipline up until 6 years old. They got to understand no, stop, sit your ass down, shut the fuck up. They need that by 6. Because then you're going to send them off to school, and they have to understand it because that's their first time that they're going to be able to interact with people that you don't have 100% control over who they're interacting with. You send them to daycare, you can change the daycare. When you send them to school, they typically got to go to the school that's in their district, and you don't get to pick the teachers. So between up until 6 years old, you have a definitive job of making sure they understand discipline. After 6, you're teaching them interactive social skills so that they don't. So the teachers want to interact with your child and don't treat him like he's a fucking demon or a demoness. So, but somewhere in that process, as they get older, and if for some reason you get late on this, you got to fuck them kids up. If not, you need to go out and outsource fucking your kids up through a coach, another family member, a grandfather, an uncle, a dad, a cousin. Somebody need to be fucking them kids up. And you only got to fuck them up for about 2 weeks and they'll be straight. I know it sounds like I'm joking, but I'm serious. I don't mean punching them in their face, but some kids do need to be taken down. They need to be taken down, especially these 15, 16-year-old boys. If you get onto it late, you're going to have somebody that takes their pride away from them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you have these types of problems. I don't really share my family and all that kind of stuff on here, whether I got a family or I don't have a family, but I can tell you from firsthand, 15-year-olds, when you jump in and out they shit, you'll fix them. You'll love them after that, but they got to have that fear. If they did a study on successful black men, successful black men that did come from single moms, they all said the same thing. My mom was tough as fuck.
Sum it up, baby.
I'm done. I'm done.
My man took a page of. He has the Bernie Mac babysitting class down pat.
It's just facts, man. It's facts.
Oh, I agree with you 100%.
That doesn't really work. It's not a fact. It's just the way that you do things, but it's not the fact. If that was a fact, then
Listen,
everybody would be raising their kids that way. But that's
No,
not a fact.
you got
I
people
don't
that
think
argue
being
against it.
abusive
That's
to
the problem.
men is cool. I don't think being abusive to
I
a
didn't say
15,
abusive.
16
I didn't
year
say abusive.
old beat them up and I'll take them
I didn't
down
say abusive.
like that context. I'm trying to get understanding that
I didn't
context.
say
What do you
abusive.
mean?
No,
Oh,
I
well,
don't
guess
believe.
who is saying abusive? Me. I'm saying abusive. Guess who else is abusing shit? Texas. While we're on Houston, let's just go ahead and talk about Texas in a whole, right? Y'all want to know what Texas did? Let me tell you anyways. So, the Texas governor pardons a man in fatal shooting of a Black Lives Matter protester in 2020. He was sentenced to 25 years in prison, and he was released right after he was pardoned. So as soon as they signed off on his papers, they went and picked his ass up. He said that he had shot and killed this Black Lives Matter protester in self-defense with a AK-47. During the trial last year, prosecutors argued that Perry had sought out confrontation. They are saying he can apply to get his record expunged due to Texas Department of Criminal Justice, and he can also get his rights back to carry a firearm. So all this after he killed an innocent black man, and they gave him 25 years in prison.
Smells like white privilege to me.
Sounds about white to me.
sounds about right.
Texas is getting more liberal, but we still got that conservative racism piece that's still here. That's all that is.
I can't wait for Texas to become its own country. When are they going to do that?
If Austin and San Antonio keep merging together, Texas might be the next state that flips, like Georgia. You'd be surprised. A lot of Hispanics in San Antonio, Austin, Houston area.
Yeah, but the ones that I've seen are more conservative than white people. Like, real, at least these are also the ones that make it all the way over there.
Yeah, they were until Donald Trump started making them mad.
Oh yeah, you're right. You got a point.
And a lot of the younger ones are much more liberal.
Well, I don't know much about Texas. I don't know how they work.
I thought you was from Texas, April.
Not at all, baby. Not at all.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know much about Texas at all, but I do know a damn sure a lot about Florida. And Florida, I am very, very highly disappointed in you little motherfuckers. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. We can't stop it. Boom. Florida hits record. STD rates have skyrocketed 42% in the last decade. Sexually transmitted disease rates have increased by 42%, and especially Hillsborough County. Don't know where that's at. Basically, yeah, Florida STD rates rose 42% within the last decade.
Spring break and OnlyFans content creators.
Donald Trump.
Hey, something in the water.
OnlyFans content creators and spring break. There you go. Boom.
I mean, I believe that is why, because our spring break have so many motherfuckers down here. I believe Florida is the spot for spring break, and if it ain't no fucking doing during spring break, it ain't Florida.
Nah, I'm gonna be honest with everybody in here. Now, STDs, it doesn't just come from having sex. It also comes from the food that motherfuckers be eating.
Oh, Lordy.
Because I promise you.
How many people you know catching STDs through food?
I done met a couple of people. I done
Wow.
saw a couple of people.
Lied.
They lied.
Look it up.
Literally no science to it.
You can't look it up, but I'm saying how many people do you know?
Like there's
Stop.
Not to be a waste of time.
There's a lady that was in the
Kels, let him go. Let him
Listen,
go.
let him land.
Learn something
We're not gonna do the over.
There's a lady in the city right next to me. She was driving to McDonald's and she had caught an STD on her face. She ain't never had STDs, never. She been with one man her entire life. But as soon as she went to this McDonald's and ate some
She got a
food,
McDick. That's why.
that's
Stop, Aim, please.
She got a McDick.
Aim,
and you
please.
can look it up, bro.
Some
Like
diet
it
A's.
comes from some foods. Some foods can get you can give you STDs, bro. Meat that we eat, pigs that goddamn it that have infections and all types of shit, bro. Yes, we can get STDs from foods. It's not just from sex.
Which is
Wait,
true, but when we're
wait,
talking about the
what?
average person on a day-to-day basis, they are not just out here catching STDs from eating a burger. And they are out here fucking raw or other shit that they shouldn't be doing.
Can I jump in,
All right,
April?
all right,
But we're not
Can
gonna
I
rule
jump?
out that
all right.
possibility though.
Can I jump in, April?
What STD?
Go ahead.
The only STD you can get through food is hepatitis A.
Thank or
It's the
thank,
only thing,
thank
and
you.
it's spread through contaminated drinks and food.
Thank. All right, cool. All
Because
right.
STDs, and once they're outside the body, they die. They're not living viruses that you can like catch. So but there's only one. It's only hepatitis A.
You can also get herpes by drinking off somebody else's cup, but
Yeah.
No,
not
you
just food.
can't.
Or,
You can't
or
actually get
sharing,
it that way. It has to be skin to skin contact.
or
Yeah, skin to
sharing
skin
blood,
contact.
or
We got
sharing
True.
people that
off,
sit on
or sharing a cigarette,
public toilets.
sharing
You
a.
could definitely catch herpes by sitting on a public toilet. It's other STDs you can also catch by sitting on a
Not only
public
public toilets,
toilet.
toilets in general, Bree.
Yes, that's correct. You could go in somebody's house and sit on their toilet. If they got herpes, yes, you can catch it.
If they left like fluid from their
I was just saying
pustule,
public
yes, maybe.
toilets as far as like just being outside, because a lot of people tend to sit on public toilets for some reason. It's very disgusting.
I don't know.
But yeah. Through the food thing, I'm gonna have to look that up a little further. I never heard of
That's
that.
some aluminum hat
Nah,
shit.
the food thing
But
about
you can go ahead and
hepatitis.
check it out.
That's
Check it
wrong.
out.
Hepatitis, yes, I know, but he said STDs with an S, so
But yeah,
not just hepatitis, obviously.
like
So
what?
Where's the
I'm gonna look
aluminum
that
hat
up.
emoji?
Yeah, I gotta find out.
Well, hepatitis A, because there's A, B, and C. So it's just
Correct.
hepatitis A.
I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I did not know hepatitis was an STD.
Yep,
It
that's
is.
what
Go to bed, bro.
Pamela Anderson had.
I thought hepatitis was something like a cold. Like if you catch a cold, you catch the flu. Like you know how they give you the flu shots, and when you go to the doctor. I thought all that was like just part of that shit.
Well, but hepatitis A is like inflammation of the liver, right? So it's just something that's transmitted. The infection itself that causes it is transmitted sexually.
I gotta call both. I gotta call Cap on the whole on toilet. They get bacteria from toilet seats, but not a virus STD.
Right.
Survive on the toilet seat. But yeah,
You
bacteria.
can't
that is
survive
correct.
on the toilet seat, right?
Yeah.
Somebody would have to like literally have
Leave
a
body
pustule
fluid.
bust
Matter
on the
of
toilet
fact,
seat.
remember those dumbasses that was licking toilets
Oh my God.
to get COVID? They didn't get COVID. They got some other shit, but it was bacteria. They died too because they licked the toilet seat in the airport or in the airplane, which is disturbing.
Oh my God.
But they didn't get an STD. They got some bacterial infection and died.
Yeah, well, they cashed out on natural selection for that one. I'm sorry.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
Be careful if anybody's having a kid, newborn babies. Don't be letting everybody kiss on your kid, because there are kids who are catching herpes, but it's attacking their neurological system, and they're becoming paraplegic.
But I say everybody should know any STD or any disease will harm a baby way faster and worse than.
No, we talking about just kissing a baby though. A baby can catch it just from you having family members kiss your child.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You know, everybody should know. Like, bitch, that shit affect kids and babies way fucking worse than a grown ass fucking person. So I'm agreeing what you're saying. You know, don't let nobody be kissing on y'all infants and y'all children, because they get affected way worse.
Make sure y'all ask, especially men. Make sure when you go to the clinic, make sure you specifically tell them, test me for herpes, because they will not test you for herpes automatically if they do a screen. They typically won't test you for trichomonas either. So men, especially, make sure you tell the clinic, take an extra whatever you need to take, test me for herpes. What they're gonna say is, hey, we don't typically test for herpes because unless you've had an outbreak, and a lot of people test false positive because you can have a fever blister and you test positive. So tell them, hey, my normal is negative, so test me anyway.
I like that. Y'all make sure y'all listen to what he said. He's giving out great information. That is great. I love it. And since y'all love y'all kids so much, we're gonna talk about this next couple right here. So, I ain't even gonna say what state they from. A couple was arrested for murdering their 6-month-old baby girl. The baby had several fractured ribs and multiple bruises throughout her torso. An autopsy was done. It revealed numerous fresh contusions, internal bleeding, large lacerations to internal organs, and blunt force injuries. Yeah.
They need a death penalty.
Yeah, the cause of death was a homicide. They stated that. It's crazy because I was trying to look and see what was they sentence. If anybody could. The little girl's name was Nalani. Interview was done with the detectives. Somebody told the police that Nalani had been in good health and had no history of injuries. They denied knowing any reason why she died. They say they fed her around 10 p.m. and when they woke up around 8 a.m., they took her to they was going to take her to a beauty appointment. And then around 10:45, she had got a call saying something about her health. That's when they had to take her to the hospital and all this other good shit.
That don't even sound right.
Y'all know what I'm about to say. Beat your kids so they don't beat their kids.
If you don't want me and my brother coming over to beat you up because your kid...
Not 16 months, 6 months.
It's crazy.
6 months. 6.
Oh my God.
It's crazy.
I just found the story.
This shit makes me want to be an Avenger.
Yeah, right?
Did you say that they were taking the baby to a beauty appointment?
She was going to a beauty appointment at 8 a.m. and then she received a phone call at 10:45 a.m.
They're held without bond.
Went home.
The trial hasn't happened yet.
That's when she had went on and went home, and she found her child was unresponsive.
Special place in hell.
But they did say they fed the baby that night, and the baby went to bed with no problem. So, out of nowhere, I guess in the middle of the night, somebody snuck through the window and beat the baby up and kicked her all in her shit, and then went back out the window and then closed the window, wiped off all their fingerprints, and then left.
The girlfriend that didn't know that he had a baby mama.
Yeah, adults need ass whoopings too.
Oh, I was being sarcastic. Ain't nobody go to that damn baby window.
Oh, everybody don't need kids.
The person who said they found the story, do y'all see the sentencing?
Yeah, they're held without bond. There's no sentencing yet. As of the 16th, both are being held without bond in the Turner Guilford Night Correctional Center as of Thursday afternoon.
I hope they get their ass beat in that correctional center.
They're going to put them in solitary.
They'll
put them in solitary because the other inmates will kill them.
Yep. Well, that's why they belong in Gen Pop. They got to...
Yeah, right? More natural selection.
Right.
Look at that. You coming around.
You was naturally selected. That ass whoop.
Yep.
Yeah, they don't take too lightly to anyone convicted of like child-related offenses. So that's one of the very few cases where I'm like, hey, vengeance is served. Welcome.
Oh yeah, the other inmates.
Karma. That's straight up karma.
The other inmates will definitely do that for sure.
Yeah, that's karma. Because everyone got an aunt or a niece or a little sister, whatever the fuck. Everyone. They all fit. Yup. And it's the one thing they will come together and be like, you know what? Who's gonna take the L for this one? Because we put him in the box. And that's it.
Yeah.
I got some more smart shit for you. Matter of fact. So I'm gonna go ahead and make this the last topic since we already
impeccable transition.
Since we already in the midst of talking about bad parents, a 4-year-old boy is dead after being adopted from Haiti. We had a conversation not too long ago about how people adopting these little kids for their benefits, and then they're treating these kids like shit. The mother is now in jail on murder charges. and accused of beating him to death. They have a video clip where the 3-year-old baby hands were tied behind his back, and they threw him in a swimming pool in the backyard. They say he was a real happy little boy, you feel me? And a teenager, I'm not sure who's this teenager. Oh, the brother. The brother ended up getting off the bus, and he noticed that the little boy had looked happy, but the day went on. The teenager noticed that the little boy was lethargic and unresponsive. He thought the little boy was faking it, so he kind of just brushed it off until it was time to eat, and he realized the little boy could not eat, and then he went unconscious. That's when the teen kept saying the boy needed to go to the hospital. They basically was ignoring a 16-year-old brother. And he ended up dying in Orlando. So he ended up dying at the hospital.
Did this boy have sickle
Did they say
cell?
what happened to him?
They didn't say exactly what all happened to him.
Like,
You say he was bound and thrown into a pool?
They say medical examiners said it would be nothing else other than an immediate hard strike to the abdomen. And as the autopsy went on, they found different layers of bruises and injuries from past beatings, and he's dead.
So did that happen
and they
before
said
he got adopted?
Because,
Did it happen before he got adopted?
No, they adopted him and beat his ass.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So he basically got beat to death. And he was only 3.
Wait, I thought he was 7.
Oh, a 4-year-old. Let's say 4-year-old.
Special place in ass whooping heaven.
You're right.
Don't make no fucking sense.
They saying 4 and 3-year-olds, but that's probably 3-year-olds when he got adopted, 4-year-olds when it happened.
Flower?
You know what? That's something that plagues our community. Like, we'll see some shit, whether young or old. We'll see some shit, and we just assume, like, we know something's wrong. Our instincts tell us that something's wrong, and we don't fucking do shit. It's ridiculous. Our society these days is just, it's got.
And you know what's crazy? Yeah, society is fucked up. And I feel like what make it worse is because if the big brother didn't say nothing, that little boy wouldn't even died in the hospital. He probably would have died in a room, in a backyard, in a ditch. Like, no telling how he would have died.
And nobody would have been the wiser.
And nobody said nothing. Like, where? Like, oh my God. Well, all I'm gonna say is shout out to his big brother. You feel me?
Did the parents catch any charges?
Yeah, they in jail on murder charges.
I just don't understand why and how. I mean, you got to be a sick individual because this child was not fostered. This child was adopted, which meant you and your husband made the conscious decision to spend thousands of dollars to acquire the child. Only then to turn around and make his life worse than what it was.
And they adopted him from Haiti. So it's not like you went and got one of these little black boys and girls around here or anything. You specifically adopted this little nigga from Haiti. Like, you took an extra step.
Thousands.
Isn't adopting outside the country like a little
more expensive? Yes.
Than inside? Okay, so So the fact that y'all even did that, they must got money. I'm gonna go ahead and end it on a good note. I appreciate everybody that came in. I appreciate everybody that switched over from the other room. Follow all the mods, follow all the Caphouse members. Thank you again, everybody. Monday through Friday. I love y'all every day except for the weekends. Come show me love. I'll be here Friday, and I'm out. I'm muting up. Have fun.
Caphouse Morning Show.